Okay, hi. Just going to ask a few questions to see if I've got the right audience. How many people in here are property investors? Okay, good start. How many people are here actually looking at a potentially great investment? Okay. Now, how many people are here are looking for funding for those investments? Right, okay. It's the right people. Okay. If I may, I'd like to talk about another world of investment funding which you can access if your normal high street banking has run out. Because after a while, your money runs out, but you still got projects that you want to finance. There's people out there who've got a lot of money in their current accounts. And as you know, if you've got money in your current accounts, it doesn't pay a great deal. Is anybody any idea what kind of rates you can get from current accounts? 1%, right, yeah, okay. Last year I had the lowest 0.25%, so it's hardly anything. And if you take inflation into account, you are literally losing money by keeping into your current account. Now, these people could be potentially your joint venture partners. Okay, these people, you might ask, where can I find these people? Okay, they could be sophisticated investors, so they may already have some like a business or some already from property investments, or they could be family members, work colleagues. They could be acquaintances. Like I know somebody who did a JB with a hairdresser. Not my hairdresser, of course, but with their hairdresser. So any of these people who've got money sitting in the bank could be your JB partner. Okay? So today, what I would like to do is talk about a model called C.R.E.S.T, which I learned from one of my property mentors, Rob Moore. He's also my business mentor as well. And I'll go through the points that these JB investors will look for when you come to them with your project. Okay? Can anybody guess what C could be to get started?
We're all quiet because you're not in the audience.
I know, yeah. Normally I ask you questions. Okay, so
Cash.
no, credibility. Okay. If anybody's going to invest in you, they want to see credibility. They want to see a track record of what you've done before. If you've got like a HMO project, they want to see your previous HMO projects. If you've got a commercial development, they want to see your previous commercial developments. Okay, which is good. So what you may have to carry around with you, like a portfolio of what you've done before, so with pictures, so before, during, and afterwards, with some figures, what the costs and the returns for the investor, just to give credibility of what you've done before. I mean, there may be a problem. Is anybody here, I think I've already heard some that are just starting out on their journey? Hands up, I think I've already, so many people are starting up. Okay, there are a number of people starting up. Okay, it's not, okay, it's very necessary, but if you haven't got credibility or you haven't got a track record, is there anything that you reckon you could do to overcome that issue? Sorry? I would not recommend lying.
Maybe go to someone that you know, so that they know you as a credible person, even though, like, instead of going to strangers, go to somebody that already trusts you.
Yeah. we'll talk about it a bit later on. That's a good point. But what I would suggest, because at the end of the day, if you're looking for finance, you've got a project, you are going to also have a builder with you. So you could use the track record of the builder, because he will have done some work, he will have done some HMOs, he will have done some commercial developments. So you've got that track record. So, okay, next one, R. Any idea what that could be?
Reliable.
Okay, okay, not okay. I think that's sort of that's a part of credibility. Okay, but no returns. So, if, for example, I invest 50,000 with you, what I would like is what do I get back in return? Can you give me examples of what you could get back in return? Who's people put their hands up looking for investment? So yeah. So what could you give? So if I invested money in you, what could you give me back in return?
Well, I could give you back also kind of experience with what to do with the property, like knowledge.
Okay.
That you could do it yourself in the future.
Right.
Let you show what I do with properties.
Okay. So it's a great idea actually. There's some people who would find that valuable, but some of these investors, they don't want to get involved. They don't want to get their hands dirty. There could be doctors, there could be architects, or there could be other investors, and they just want the returns. So what they want to know is how much. Oh, what have we done here?
Oh, sorry.
Can you look at that? Thank you. So that's coming chairs. So
it was something that Howard was watching on here earlier.
Oh, that's okay.
Anything more
This
about
year's
that?
greatest golf swings.
You're losing anything naughty. Okay. So what they want to know is how much money they're getting back. Some of the investors. So you could have a straight loan. It could be a loan for a certain time with a straight interest rate. So it could be 1% a month. It could, or they also would know if it's a flip. I think I heard somebody doing flips as well. So if they buy a property, do it up, and they sell it on, so you could have a return as a share of the profits. Or you could have a mixture, a reduced rate of interest, and a small share of the profits. E. Can anybody guess what E is?
Is it exit strategy?
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I was going to say that's always a difficult one here, but yeah. Exit strategy. Your business, your partner's business, and the market constantly changes. So at the start, you might think, "Oh, I like this person. I could work with him," but you invest some money, and a bit down the line, you may need the money. You might get married, or you need money for yourself, or other. So write down all the possible exit strategies before do it at the start. So it could be a refinance. You could sell the property, or you may decide to sell it to each other, your share to the other person. So write those things down. S, security. Now, if I'm investing in you, it could be some high amounts, or it could be small amounts. I want to know if my money's protected. So if you want to borrow £50,000 from me, I want to know if things do go wrong, that my money's safe. Can anybody give me suggestions of how money can be protected?
First charge.
That's right, yeah. So what you could do is you could put the first charge on that property. I've been involved in a couple of projects where I put a first charge, and another project is a second charge of property. But sometimes involved in a current project where the property was bought by a bridging loan, and they wouldn't allow a second charge. So I had to get a charge on their personal property. So my money. So even though I couldn't do it on the property itself where we were investing in, I put it on their personal property, so my money was still protected. Okay, T, come to the last one now. Trust. Now, you could pass the credibility, the returns, exit. You can put it all, explain to them, and everything looks fantastic. But a lot of JVs don't even start the ground because there's a problem with trust. Some things you didn't satisfy their worries. You didn't explain to them, because you may be involved in a number of projects. You know what you're doing. You're very, very happy, but it could be their first joint venture. They don't know you that well, and you didn't satisfy little problems. You didn't. They could have something very simplistic because they're not being involved in these kind of projects. You're the expert, but if you don't satisfy their little worries, concerns, all that hard work that you did on the credibility and the returns, exit, security, this project won't take off. Okay, I think I'm about done now. I've been told that it's time up now. If you've got any questions, have you got time for questions at all?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions at all? Otherwise, I'm still around till the end. And thank you very much.
Has anyone got any questions for Devinder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you looking for money or are you looking for projects?
Me personally, I'm a property investor, but what happened was how should I show this? Came to money. That's not right. I did a refinancing and I got a lot of money, and I wasn't quite prepared for the next project. So what I know about money is you should never leave it stagnant, especially into your current accounts. So I started actually investing, doing JVs, loans first of all, and I get quite high returns. I get 2% a month sometimes for my loans, and now I'm actually involved in a flip. So it's another JV. But ideally, when that flips come through, and I will get involved in projects.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Right.
Has anyone else got a question for Devinder?
Yep.
Yeah, what is like a joint venture normally between, because it's kind of a bit different to normal lending.
Yeah.
There's like two people which class is like joint venture, or could have X number of people involved in one joint venture?
No, JVs can literally be, it can be what you want. It could be two people involved, say the developer and the, it's called the finance guy, or there could be a whole number of people financing that. Or, and from the development point of view, there could be somebody bringing the deal, somebody, a builder, the finance part. It can be as simple or complicated as you want it. But it has to satisfy everybody.
Have we got time for one more question, Terry?
Yeah.
What about agreements, legal agreements? Do you always have to go through the solicitors for any standard agreements?
Depends. For example, if it's a standard loan agreement, you can. I think you can get it from the Law Society. But if it's a bit more complicated, like for example, I'm in one right now where it's a flip, and I'm financing part of it and not fully. So it's written down a bit intricately, and it's backed by a legal document, and that is best to be done by a solicitor. Yeah.
Are there specialist solicitors around?
Yes, I mean. I've been fortunate. The people I've worked with, I've already got the trust with them already, so I know them, and they give me a document. I look at it, and generally I'm quite happy with it, really. So yes, I'm sure there's lists around. I use MS Law, but yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Devinder.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to have a short break now for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to be hearing from the fantastic Ben and Howard. Okay, I'll give you a shout in about 10 minutes if you want to go to the loo or grab a drink or just mix and mingle.
No, not at all.